Today's exercise by David Safford from The Right Practice is going to be challenging. Rarely are we inspired by a focused sequence of events built around pursuing a goal, despite obstacles. Instead, inspiration frequently comes from other sources: beauty, music, majestic pictures, or past situations. The things that inspire us rarely give us the conflict your story will need. You may have a great idea in your head from these exercises, but the specifics of the story might still be a little fuzzy. Which moments should you capture? The best scenes focus on the core elements of conflict, which means before you can write amazing scenes, you have to find the conflict in your story. Visualizing the conflict between your characters is a great way to help you plan a scene. So today, we're going to do conflict mapping. Start by drawing two circles that represent two characters in your story. You don't have to have names at this point, just titles: mom and daughter, boyfriend and girlfriend, owner and dog, protagonist and antagonist, you decide. Now, draw a relationship by connecting the two circles with arcing arrows. On the arrow extending from a character's bubble, write what he or she wants from the other character. Try to come up with something tangible if the thing they want is more conceptual. For example, if the character wants love from the other character, maybe that might be represented by a kiss. Consider what the other character might want from the first in exchange. Write that on his or her arrow. According to Robert McGee, there are 4 character types that nearly every protagonist has a relationship with in most stories. This is a fantastic place to start a conflict map. The 4 character types are friend. What might one want from a friend? What does the exchange of goals look like in friendship? Authority. How does this relationship create benevolent or negative energy? Love. How does the protagonist think of and possibly plan to pursue his or her love interest? And enemy. Who opposes the protagonist? Is it direct opposition, contradicting and fighting against the protagonist's goal? Or competitive, pursuing the same or similar goal? Establish what the protagonist wants from each of these characters and what they want from your protagonist. Add action verbs to each character's goal. There's a big difference between an enemy who chooses to annihilate to get his goal versus one who humiliates. What do the peripheral characters want from each other? This is where the real magic of this method happens. Plant the seeds of conflict that will blossom into strong subplots. What might the authority want from the friend from the lover? Brainstorm things that cannot be easily granted. As you do this, consider traits that might be essential to each character. Jot them in circles next to the characters. This is the time to create without fear or reservation. You will probably brainstorm too many conflicts to actually include in the story. At some point, you get to decide which conflicts to keep and develop. Tomorrow, we'll talk about your protagonist's enemy, the antagonist.